She told me her boss invited the team to dinner. By morning, my wife was gone, and so was our life.
She told me she'd be late because her boss had invited the team out for dinner. I didn't think much of it. That sentence had become routine over the last year, boss. Clients, networking, drinks that ran long. I nodded, wished her a good night, and went back to fixing a loose cabinet hinge in the kitchen like a man who still believed his life was solid. Around midnight, I texted her once, "Everything okay?" No reply. By 1 in the morning, I was asleep on the couch with the TV still on. Convinced adulthood was just this waiting, trusting, adjusting. She didn't come home that night. The next morning, I woke up to sunlight and silence, no footsteps, no coffee brewing, no humming from the bathroom. I checked my phone. One message sent at 6:12 stayed over at a coworker's place. Too tired to drive, we'll talk later. Something in my chest tightened, but I ignored it. I showered, got dressed, and went to work. All day I replayed that message, trying to sand down the sharp edges of my thoughts. By evening, I convinced myself I was being paranoid. When I got home, the apartment felt wrong, not messy. Not damaged, just empty. The coat rack by the door was bare. Her shoes gone. The framed photo of us at the beach, missing from the wall, leaving behind a lighter square of paint. I walked slowly through the living room, my heart beat loud in my ears. The bookshelf was half empty, her books gone. Her throw blanket gone. Even the stupid ceramic mug she loved, the one that said "Boss Lady," was missing. I went to the bedroom. Her side of the closet was stripped clean. Hangers lined up like soldiers who had lost their war. The dresser drawers were open and hollow. The jewelry box I'd given her on our anniversary was gone too. That's when I noticed my things. My clothes were still there, but folded differently. My desk was cleared, my laptop was gone. My passport, which I kept in a drawer, missing. Even my childhood photo album had vanished. On the bed sat a single envelope, my name on it. Inside was a short note, written neatly like a work email. "I needed space, I've moved out. Don't contact me. I'll have my lawyer reach out, no explanation, no apology. No acknowledgement of 8 years together, just erasure." I sat on the edge of the bed for a long time, staring at the imprint where her pillow used to be, trying to understand how someone could pack an entire life away in a few hours. Then my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Please don't come to the office. He knows you might. That was the moment the dinner story collapsed. I didn't reply. I didn't call. I just stood up and walked around the apartment, touching the empty spaces like a blind man learning a new room. She hadn't just left, she'd prepared, planned. She waited until I wasn't there, and wiped herself from my life like a whiteboard. And then I found the last detail. On the kitchen counter, tucked behind the toaster, was a receipt she'd forgotten. Hotel, 1 room. 1 night. Her boss's credit card ending in 4,421. The world didn't explode. I didn't scream or punch a wall. I just felt light. Like gravity had let go without asking. That night I didn't sleep. I backed up what little digital life she hadn't already taken. I changed passwords, I called my bank. I called a lawyer. 2 days later, her boss's wife called me. She didn't introduce herself. She just said my name softly, like she was afraid it would break. "I think our spouses are together," she said. We met at a cafe neither of us had ever been to before. She brought screenshots. I brought the hotel receipt. Between us sat the quiet truth months of dinners, lies, shared jokes, and promises made over other people's marriages. She cried. I felt strangely calm, like the worst part had already happened when I walked into an empty home. A week later, my wife finally contacted me, not directly. Through her lawyer, she wanted her half of the apartment sale. She wanted her name removed from joint accounts. She wanted efficiency, no mention of love, no closure. I agreed to everything. Because here's what she didn't realize. When she erased herself, she also erased the version of me that would have begged. Months passed, the apartment sold, I moved cities. I changed jobs. Slowly, deliberately, I rebuilt a life that didn't have empty outlines where a person used to be. I heard through mutual connections that her relationship didn't last. Office affairs rarely survived daylight. Her boss went back to his wife. She was left with nothing but a reputation and the memory of how easily she burned her past. The last time I saw her was accidental, a grocery store, different hair, same eyes. She looked at me like she wanted to speak. I nodded once and kept walking, because some people don't just leave. They erase. And when they do, the only power you have is to make sure they never get to write themselves back in.